You must be really familiar with this one question that you ask yourself, especially when you're starting something new or you're revamping your business, which is, what if I fail? Hi, I'm Diya Asrani and welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you really love my videos and you love what you see, please subscribe to my channel and you will know much more on entrepreneurship, personal branding and all things related to starting a business. So in this particular video, we will cover the whole concept of fear of failure. Okay, now this is one of the most common fears I hear from so many people, especially business owners and entrepreneurs, when they say that they're starting something new but they don't know if they should move forward because of their fear of failing. Okay, but I want to tell you one thing very honestly. Fear of failing is a natural thing that you need to have. Okay, if you don't have the fear of failure, that means there's something in what you're doing which is not really powerful and is ready to evolve into something that will help people around you. Okay, so it has to be something creative, it has to be something that you have created. So you have to test it, you have to take risks and you have to move on. That's the only way you can actually say, okay, that I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm doing it the right way. So fear of failure is inevitable. Okay, everyone at every level, whether you're starting or whether you're revamping or you're well into your business, but you'll still have the fear of failure. All right, even the biggest success stories, or rather the biggest the successful names in different industries, they also have the fear of failure, but that does not stop them. So I'm going to cover 5 basic tips, okay, that you can work with in converting your fear into a power. All right, where you're working with your business or your concept. But before that, I want you to understand that it's all about rewiring your mindset. Okay, from saying something negative that I have the fear of doing this, I don't really know if I can achieve this, to saying, come on, let's go do it, let's go make a difference. That itself is making you win the battle. All right, almost by 80%. Okay, and why I say 80%, because you're never going to have 100% guarantee in what you do. Okay, whether it is something to do with building a product or building a service or a program, you're not going to be able to impress every single person. Okay, so you're bound to fail sometime in life. Okay, so it's all about rewiring your mindset. So what I would say is that you can do it this way. Failure equals advancement. Okay, you're advancing to the next level. Failure equals being different. You're being someone who's unique, who stands out. Failure means more experience. Okay, don't you agree that if you actually go through a step-by-step process in business, you're going to experience more. You're going to be more a seasoned expert in that particular industry in doing those particular tasks, right? And then fear equals to loving it more. Okay, now this is something that is very challenging, where you say, I love fear of failure. But let me tell you one thing, if you actually think of it on a more positive level and say that, yes, I can face failure anytime, right? What is going to happen is you are only going to move forward and you're only going to be closer to your final goal. Okay, so let me dive into these 5 different tips that I thought of, and this is based on my experience. This is not a copy paste information. This is based on my experience. This is what I have gone through in my business as well. And I would really like it if you can actually apply it in your business. You could be at any level, which I'm going to reiterate again, you could be at any level. So the very first thing is, have a robust strategy in your business. Okay, now a strategy meaning that a step-by-step process, okay, which most of us know what a strategy is. But when we talk about a strategy, we talk about different plans as well. Okay, now if plan A doesn't work, which is your main strategy, you move to plan B. Try a different path. If not plan B, plan C. So it's as simple as that. So if you have something that you have been working for so many years and you see that it's not scaling up to a certain extent, that means there's something that you need to change. You need to change your strategy. You need to probably change the way you communicate with people. It could be something as small as how are you putting your point across in terms of if you want to sell a product, right? Maybe you're failing in that because you have not changed it. You have not moved with the trends. So a robust strategy is the number one thing that you need to look at. Okay, and this is something that comes with learning and unlearning. So you learn something, then you unlearn it, then you learn something else. Okay, that's how powerful it can be for your business. That's the number one thing. And number 2 thing which I would like to tell you is positive self-talk. Okay, now this is something that comes with, it's a willpower more than anything else. Okay, like ask yourself, Why are you doing what you are doing? Okay, there's a reason why you're doing this. Okay, you're not simply just doing it. And do you have the drive to make a difference? If you have a drive to make a difference, then failure should not be something that you should think of. Failure is just like a small percentage of your mindset. Okay, so positive self-talk is like, why am I doing this? Who am I inspiring? How am I going to make a difference in somebody's life? Okay, that itself is more powerful than having failure coming in your way and saying that, oh, it's not going to work out. Okay, and this is one more thing which I would like to tell you, that even if you're saying I want to make a difference, you can use the same product or service that a lot of people are using. Like now in one industry, okay, say in industry of say baking, okay, or cooking and baking, there are a lot of people doing it differently. Okay, but they have their clientele which will look at what they do and what's different about them. Okay, so you have to build your clientele accordingly. You have to see that what is it that you are, where are you making a difference, how is the quality of your product or quality of your your food, or I'm talking about cooking in this case, how is that affecting your audience? All right, have that positive self-talk. Why am I so driven to do this? Okay, that's the second thing. The third thing is how you can convert absolutely anything into a story. Okay, and this is beautiful, because any kind of failure, and I told you in the beginning, failure is inevitable. Any kind of failure that you face in business, big or small, okay, something like it did not turn out the right way, or you did not follow the right strategy, you did not sell the product, you did not get anyone to buy your product or your service. How do you convert that into something that is a story? Okay, so what happens is, whatever your turning points are, okay, your turning points can be good or bad, but now in this case we're talking about failure. So how to get rid of the fear of failure in this is that whatever you face, which is something that you could have changed, can be your story. You can tell it to your people. You can say that I did it this way and then it did not work. Like I made a few mistakes over here, and then I had to rework on it, and I had to redo the entire strategy of my product and my service, and now I've achieved results on this. So it's just beautiful to see that how storytelling, okay, how telling a story about what your business is and looking at the step-by-step process of it, which will actually be more powerful, okay, than your fear of failure in your mind. All right. Number 4, embrace it as a learning. Okay, so anything that you do, anything, now it's very much related to the third step, okay, but here in terms of learning, it is basically the amount of experience you have. Remember, I said failure can equal to more experience. Okay, this itself is such a powerful thing that you can do. So any kind of thing that you do, okay, anything that you learn, like now if you're starting photography, you're an amateur photographer, you are going on taking shoots day by day, you're taking up clients day by day, and you're learning on the move. Okay, nothing like doing a course and you're getting the basics right, but beyond that, what is the experience that you need to get? All right, so you might fail initially. You might say that this didn't work, the lighting was not good, the client did not like it, the feedback that you got was not great, right? What would you do? You would not take the back seat. You will go forward and you will say, so what if I failed? I will do something new. I will try again. I will probably use these as learnings. That last time when I did it at this lighting, in this scenario, it did not work. Now this time I'll do it with this lighting, this different lighting, and I'll change the approach, right? I'll probably use a different scenario, right? So that positive way of thinking of a failure would only lead you to move forward, okay? And the fifth one which I want to talk about is practice makes perfect. Now I'm not saying be a perfectionist. I'm saying be a continuous learner. All right, and I'm saying that every time you progressively work on your concept, okay, or you progressively work on certain aspects of your business, where you want to you say that, okay, this is where I'm lacking, okay, I need to work in this direction. You keep practicing it. All right, why do you think that I mean, I'm talking about, say now today we are in April, right? I actually got my confidence in doing videos, okay, and talking to you guys, and talking to you in front of the camera only about 6 or 7 months ago. Okay, today we are in April 2020. Just about 6 to 7 months ago, I had started talking from the camera. It was a fear. It was like, I was having this fear of failure, that, I'm going to fail, and people are not going to relate to me. I won't know what to say. But practice. Every day I practiced for almost 45 minutes to an hour, because I didn't want to reach burnout when I say, I'm done with this. I practiced every day and I achieved results in maybe close to 20 days. Okay. And I found that really awesome, and it was an accomplishment because I was never a type to get in front of the camera and talk. I was always the type who would do everything behind the scenes. And being a personal branding coach, you have to be in front of the camera, showing what you do, right? And that's why today I talk to you more confidently. And I know for a fact that if I practice, and now if I practice more from today as well, it'll only get better, right? You're not going to fail. But yes, if there are certain topics that people don't resonate with, certain words that they don't resonate with, they will definitely tell me. And that will be my version of failure, but I will work on it. So that is the power of rewiring your mind. Okay, and working with these 5 tips, very simple, very straightforward. All you have to do is rewire, right? And once you rewire, this fear of failure is just like a small, tiny thing that is a part of your life, right? But I want to remind you, okay, of this one thing, that when you are an entrepreneur, when you're a trainer, when you're starting something new, it is going to affect you in a certain way, where you're going to say that, this fear of failure is making me take a step back. Okay, but you have to fight that fear of failure and say that, no, I'm going to move in the right direction. I'm going to use another way. I'm going to look at another solution. Only then you can see the improvement. You can see how you are making an impact and making a difference. Does that sound good? Okay, so now, if you resonate with this video, all right, if you really like this video and you really like, what you have heard just now, I would really like you to subscribe to my channel, okay? And you are going to get more videos on this, not only about the fears, but also the different pain points that a customer, looks at, and how to, achieve or attack those pain points in a better way. And, as an entrepreneur, what are those few fears that we have, as we go by building a business. And I also cover a lot of topics on personal branding, image consulting, and the likes, right? So if you really like what you see and you like my videos, please follow me, please subscribe to my channel. And you can also write to me at info@diaasrani.com, wherein we'll have a conversation on this. Like if you have something like a concept, you have something like an idea, or you want me to cover a topic, you can even comment below, and I will do a video on that as well, because my whole idea is to help you, right, in these kind of industries where you need the help, especially when you're being on your own. Alright, so thank you for listening, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until the next one, bye bye.